So hello, last time I did a video like this, I presented a game called Zone Wars to you. Let me see what I can get on the other camera. And it's a skirmish game which I've played a couple of times now, and I quite like it actually. It's light, you can play it in 2.5, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on the scenario. I tried a couple of scenarios now. The rules are easy to handle. There are a couple of things where I just thought, oh, I wonder if any experts are here. If you're standing either side of the wall in front of a window and base touches the wall, can you melee attack each other through the window? That was a question. But other than that, everything was pretty clear. And as I said, it was just fun to play. I even had a friend over yesterday, Paul, and we played another scenario. So it's tested with different people now as well. So that's this one game. But Free League were very generous when they sent me these review copies as well. They also sent me this Zone Wars expansion set called Robotics and Psionics. I think they cost about 50, 55 pounds, something like that, or something maybe over 60 if you buy it from the Free League web shop. I don't know the exact exchange rate. It said 600 something krona. They normally go 1 by 10. So I thought I'd actually unbox the second one and give you a look what's inside and what's not inside, because I had a quick peek yesterday with Paul. So what we had in the first one, as you can see, I've just left the terrain out. I'm going to push it to the side. There are lots of cards, lots of figures. There's this background map here, which is about 90 by 90, I think, or 70, 80 by that, something like that. And yeah, that's what it is. Good game, you can play with 2 players. Now the idea of this expansion here, if I can get it open, is that you have 4 factions, so you can play up to 4 players at the same time. So what's in this pack? You can see it over there. Zone Wars. And what you have in there is a set of terrain, which is all set up already. I told that down a bit. And a number of figures and a number of cards, and I'm going to just talk you through what's in the box. But of course you get new rules on your booklet. It looks like this. Yeah. In the main, it's 5 scenarios. They are apparently connected. They hang together as a little bit of a campaign. There are some new things in it. For example, there is a scrap carriage token. Don't know what that's for yet. I guess it's an objective marker. There are some machine tokens, short like this. I haven't quite worked out what they are for yet, but they definitely stuck out as something new. And yeah, you get the figurines, and you get another one of these useful things here. Distance ruler, range ruler. So, don't want to talk through every single thing in here, but you can see that it's a good number of scenarios. They are about a page each, I reckon. So, yeah, it's about a page, I reckon, for the description of the scenario. And the last one even has an attack table, which we know from the role-playing games. So, the terrain, here's an overview of the terrain, what you get. You get the 3-story house over there. You get a carriage there. When you build this, be careful here with the front corner. It's quite a weak spot, which I immediately bent, being a bit rough with it, I'm afraid. And yeah, so you can see a couple of fences, a couple of building corners, but essentially there's 3-story high one. That's quite nice, because we haven't had that before. The other terrain only went maximum of 2 stories high, so that can be quite entertaining. Yeah, if you look at it, it looks for me really like a bit of Fallout. Now, let me get the people together, and then we can introduce them briefly. Now, the figures, the figurines here, they are, again, sun-dropped, I think they call it. So I have a slight wash on them. I think that's what you call those. Let me locate them, and then I can zoom in on them. So, let's see whether I can get this right. If we look at them closely, so we have Maxime. He looks a bit strange because he's got a strange head. And you can see the stats on the side, so that's basically how the rules work. We've got 3 stats and life points, so 6 life is pretty sturdy, but the rest of it 3, 3, 5, okay, average. And we've got the Psion. He's got a 6 of survival. That's very high compared to the others. Looks like that. We've got Plutonia. Scrap pistol, stats-wise, can't read them because I put something over them.
very average. We've got Psycho here, very good at ranged. His rifle was a little bit bent, but I think I straightened it a bit better. Then we have Tula. Again, quite average, but melee weak. And that's the, what do they call them? The Nova Cult. So Nova Cult is one faction. The other faction is over here. And that is the robots. They call themselves Mechatron robots. There you go. Mechatron robots. Zoom in a bit. So we have the Scrapper there. We've got Mark 14, who's a sniper, who sneaks around a little bit. We have the Wrecker. Number 5's alive. We have Mecha King, the Mecha King, and he's playing a little bit of Hamlet here, his Hamlet role. Yeah, to line them up, you can almost see the same figure there. Yeah. And we've got Bender. I don't think he's from Futurama. Looks a bit different. Right. Terrain, as I said, that is pretty decent. Yeah, it's pretty sturdy, other than that one corner. It looks good, I think. And the other thing, the last things you get, of course, some more zone cards. I think the outstanding or the interesting ones were like Sniper Bug was quite interesting. The Killer Tree, I like the Killer Tree. That had something nice to it. Nice ring to it, if you like. The probability field, I like. Pretty normal. Sinkhole can be quite something. The Trash Hawk is also interesting. Psionic Butterflies, Acid Grass, and the trigger cards that you need for some scenarios. You get some bunch of artifact cards. Don't want to spoil it too much, but you get a bunch of these. All different sort of things. The funniest, I think, was a kitchen sink. Where's the kitchen sink? Which you can use as a melee weapon. Or here, TV set, which is a ranged weapon, medium range. Yeah, the kitchen sink. Quite like that. Bonus, melee +2. You get starting gear for the guys. You've got a yo-yo as well, which is a melee weapon. And you've got mutations. Yeah, so you've got mutations for the Nova Cult. And for the Mechatron robots, they get modules instead. So, modules, there they are. Module, if you flip them over. So one module is always given by the character and the other module is randomly assigned. So this one is a backup system. So what do I think overall? I think it's a really nice set again. The interesting or strange thing, if you like, is the same price as the base set, but it's missing one ingredient or one component, and that's the terrain map. You don't get a second terrain map with this extension. It would be quite fun to play before. Oh, and one noticeable thing I hadn't mentioned here, but notable thing, is you get another set of dice. So that wasn't actually, strictly speaking, necessary. 4 players could share the same dice, but hey, it's convenient, and I like dice, so that's good. I would like to play this with the 3 or 4 factions. Maybe I can talk to my family about it this weekend. Maybe I can get them around the table, because it's much more manageable a game than many other games in our house. I think I might be able to do that. But some in substance, if you put the 2 sets together, you've got lots of terrain, you've got lots of nice looking miniatures, and I think they're really nicely done. I think Freely do a good line and miniatures once they do them. They just don't do very many of them. So nice addition to the bookcase. You can see that teetering over there. Some of the games I like to play. And yeah, thank you again to Freely for sending me them to have a look at. So, if you like this, you know what to do. Yeah, there's thumbs, there's comments. You can always buy me coffee if you like, if you thought this really useful. Yeah, I think a lot of time into these videos, and this one in particular with multiple camera angles and editing does take a little while. So at least leave me a thumbs up, or yeah. So I'll speak to you soon, and enjoy your games.